Buckle up.
What up?
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
What up, everybody? What up? Part 2.
Howdy and meowdy.
I am still kind of waking up, but I am rested. I got a good recharge.
That's good.
I think it kind of sucks. I mean, I'm just a human, so I don't understand a lot of things, but I don't know if my higher self knew what he was doing when he decided to, incarnate as an individual who was a projector with a big fucking spiritual mission. I don't know if my higher self really knew what life on earth was like most new souls here don't.
You're like, I'll be fine. Just send me in.
Yeah.
So, hello. We have a few of you in here.
What up, everybody? Man, for some reason, it's filling up way quicker now than it normally does. You notice that?
Yeah.
Usually it takes forever. That's interesting.
I think if I have like the dollar signs in the title, it doesn't like push it out as much. I thought I read that somewhere. So, Buggy. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Buggy's down there crying. He wants to go on a walk.
Buggy Doug. What up, buddy?
Is he up here? Oh,
There he
baby.
What's up,
so
buddy?
worried.
Come here, buddy.
So concerned.
Come here. Wanna come say hi to the people? Wanna come say hi to the people? He's like, nah.
Pick him up. Or no, you're going to get hair all over you. Well, you didn't let roll anyways, so. Rich just stays furry. Oh my god.
Oops.
Dude.
This is Buggy Doug.
You're like a bull in a china shop, bro. There's
This
Buggy
is
Doug. He always has to make his appearance. He's just so cute. Just my baby.
He's such a good boy. He's one of the light worker kitties. He puts a lot of energy into transmuting negative energy.
Let them see his little feetsies.
Oh,
Look at his little pink beans.
little toe beans.
These are the beanies. The beanie weenies. Oh, he's like, okay, I've had enough of
All right,
this.
he wants down now. Okay, buddy. All right.
All right, so we actually made a little bit of mistake on part 1, and I think it's because of my mouth. I started talking about the course, and I didn't realize that we only pulled one spread for them. So we're gonna redo a reading for them before we get into our normal list, like I had listed previously. So Tatiana Moon, we're gonna redo yours. So she's a Capricorn.
Of course.
And it says if you what do you mean of course?
I was talking about career. Should I focus on career? Yes.
Yes, Capricorns are all about their dollar bills. Okay. If you see a strong focus on career for me right now, would building a business around my art be a path worth pursuing? Do you see it having the potential to grow into a long-term financial stability or financial freedom?
Well, that's the tricky part because we're transitioning out of that system. That's what the decade of the 2020s is centered and focused around, is a new financial system. So that by the time it's fully implemented, sometime in the 2030s, a job or a career isn't going to be what it is today, like where you have to have money in order to survive. And if you don't have money, you don't have freedom. We're moving out of that system. But I mean, that is a part of your path. I can tell you that. When you feel called towards something like that, that's always some part of your path. It's either A, your fucking mission, or B, a breadcrumb on the trail that's going to lead you there. And we've been, so conditioned. We were born into and brought up in a society that has us all in survival mode, So Like people come to me all the time and ask me, should I start this YouTube channel I've been wanting to start? Should I write this book I've been wanting to write? You know, and what they're really asking me is, if I do this thing that I've been dying to do my whole life, will it be successful? And if I tell them no, it won't, they won't do it. They will starve themselves of the ability to do something that lights their soul on fire, because they won't be able to survive, you know? And we're moving out of that system. This is a part of your path. It is. And I'm not saying that you can't create any kind of success around it. You can. But you do have a higher calling. That may be a part of it. It may be that. I don't know what your highest calling is. But you're going to get to a point where your calling isn't going to be something that you have to do to survive. But this is absolutely a part of your path. Absolutely. It's going to require some work. I don't know. I mean, unless you really figure out how to snap into that vibrational state, I don't think that, you know, you're going to see like success blow up overnight. But if you dumped your energy and your effort into it, then yeah, you absolutely could have some success with that. It's going to take a lot of work, though. A lot of work. And that's a good thing, though. Because speaking of like the love life and I think you said divorce last time or whatever it was. If you grabbed up my course on the steps to true healing, that teaches energy transmutation. And there's nothing better to transmute energy than pain and heartbreak. Like that stuff is like gold. It's like gasoline if you need a fire, you know. You could use that as fuel on the transmutation path. And that, if you could figure out how to stick that in the fuel tank, that could take you atop mountains you never dreamed of climbing. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is if you dumped all of your heart, soul, and energy into it, I do think if you gave yourself permission, you would find happiness. You would find happiness. There is potential for success. There is. It would just take a lot of work. So if it, like I said last time, if it had to be binary like that, dating or career, and those were the only two options that you had, yes, career would be the most important focus right now. But don't neglect the healing aspect. While you're focusing on career, also focus on healing at the same time. I do think that is part of your path, and it'll make sense one of these days. So that's what I would do if I was you.
Also, our deepest apologies for skipping your last spread. So I hope that helps. I wanted to point this out though. Look at my energy drink. It says natural flavor with other natural flavors.
Beaver butt juice with other animal butthole juice.
Ew. That's why he says natural flavors is beaver butt juice.
I don't remember where I heard that. I mean, I know that they say that like the flavor of vanilla comes from like glands in a beaver's asshole or something. Is what I heard. Weird.
Like, who even experiments with that to find out, oh, this makes a vanilla taste, or like, this is vanilla. Weird. Like, who figures that shit out? Creepy.
No telling, man. Welcome to Earth.
Okay, next we have Aqua 212. He's an Aquarius, and then they bought 2 readings. So the first one is, I've been single for a long time and ready for a real connection. When and where will I meet my person?
It don't work like that. It don't work like that.
And just as a disclaimer, Rich cannot tell you when and where.
And I mean, it's mainly because it doesn't work that way, you know?
But also because you're not psychic, so you can't look
right. But I mean,
and see that.
Even if I was a psychic, like I said this in the last video, every now and then you'll hear these crazy stories of somebody being approached by a psychic, and they'll tell them, hey, go to this place, this day, this time, and this is what's going to happen. You'll hear those stories every now and then. Those are very, very, very rare occurrences. of people who have a very important mission and they're about to miss it. You know, if you have something really, really important that the other side needs you to know and you're about to miss it, then yes, sometimes a psychic will approach you, or you'll have an NDE where they'll just take you up there and talk to you face to face and send you back. But 99% of the time, it doesn't work that way. It's whenever you're able to step into vibrational alignment. So if you were to be able to match that frequency this month, wherever you are in life and wherever they are in life, the universe will use the closest timelines available. Now, let's say it's 6 months down the line. Wherever you are in life and wherever they are in life in 6 months, the universe will use the closest available timelines. So it's not quite as simple as it's going to happen this day, this time, at this location. It's not quite that easy. But let me see what soul contracts even due to come in next.
Right, and see if anything is coming in. I just wanted to say that mostly so if anybody who is wanting to buy a reading from on the live, they understand that.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's anything miscellaneous, like no karmic contracts, or there's nobody that needs to show up and teach you any lessons or anything like that. So there's nothing really left but a divine life partner. So that does mean that you will be tested. There's a possibility, since you're going through a transitionary period right now, there's a possibility that somebody could show up in your life to alter the course of your path. That can't be predicted 100% though, because that's not part of your soul's plan. That's a backup plan, just in case you need help. But, you know, there's nothing left but a divine life partner. So now, like I said, you'll be tested. The next person you connect with is going to be a test. So, I mean, yeah, it's not really when and where. So, like, let's say the universe puts a test in front of you, I don't know, in the middle of this month. And it's testing something that you didn't quite learn the way you needed to learn. And you got to get sucked back in and repeat a past cycle and go through that lesson again. Then that'll push that timeline out. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many different factors into when and where.
There's no like general, like maybe 6 months or like a year, just to kind of.
I mean, I would have to give an energy check to look at that.
That was kind of the question.
Right? Yeah, but the question was when and where. So what I have to do is look at the soul contracts in the past first. If you were in vibrational alignment, the last thing you would be doing is asking me about a relationship. So that's why I look at what is due to come in next. And 10 of Wands, still a lot of past energy that needs to be released. Now, before we move on, when I say you have past energy with you, that does not mean that you love that person. It does not mean that you miss that person. It does not mean that you've been sitting around and thinking about that person. It doesn't even mean that you remember that person's name. It means that when you and that person were together, you became quantum entangled, and to one degree or another, you still are. So there's still quite a bit of that energy that does need to be released. Depending on how long ago that relationship ended, if you're doing it right, like if you grabbed up my course on the steps to true healing, if you're doing it right, you could do that in as little as between 6 months and a year, if you're really, really doing it right. You know, or it could be, you know, within the second year, 2 or 3 years, to transmute enough of that energy to lock into abundance. But you're at least at that place where, you know, there's nothing really left. So I would just say be very picky and choosy about how the energy feels when you connect with someone. That means look for transparency.
Okay, and their other question is, I'm set to retire January 2028, but I currently have a pension shortage. Will I be able to retire in time, or will I have to stay longer than expected?
You have to look at your path because, the financial world is changing. So let me just look at your path and see if the universe wants you to stay there for any reason. If there's any unfinished business. Well, your cycle's not quite complete yet.
Well, 2028 is still a little bit away, so that's probably why you see that.
Well, I'm looking at the next 2 years.
Oh.
So the cycle's not quite complete yet, and I do think that with the Six of Cups reversed, Death card reversed, it has something to do with soul contracts. How many? Whom? I don't know. But there are some soul contracts that haven't been completed or cleared yet. And again, the financial world is changing. I don't know all the details and the ins and outs. So I can tell you that within the next 5 to 10 years, not in 5 to 10 years, but within the next 5 to 10 years, the whole retirement and all that stuff is going to be completely different. It's not going to be what we know it to be. There's a possibility that something could hold you up and keep you there a little bit longer. But honestly, I think that with the Two of Wands here, it's kind of at your discretion. Like if you wanted to walk away from it, you could. But the main thing that's kind of lining things up right now to kind of keep you where you're at is soul contracts that aren't complete yet. Most of the time in life, where we are in life, the reasons why we are where we are beyond our human understanding. Like when we're working at a job, we think that we're working, a job to make money and pay bills. And really the universe put us at that job because we have a karmic contract with our boss, So
that's so funny when you think of it like that.
Yeah. I think of my whole life like that.
I forget sometimes and I get caught up in the matrix.
It's easy to get caught up. Yeah. So again, world card reversed. There's some sort of soul contract that is incomplete. So there's a potential, to have to stay there a little bit longer. It's hard to say because the contract isn't complete yet. But again, same card as last time, Two of Wands. It'll still be at your discretion. It's not going to be one of those soul contracts that the universe makes it really, really hard to walk away from. It's going to be one of those things that, you're there. It's things lined up to keep you there. But it would be as simple as you saying, I don't want to do this and leave. And you could if you wanted to. I'm not allowed to give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But if you wanted to, you could. So, all right.
Okay, next is Spooky Sweetheart. These last 3 years, I have been just chilling and going out with 3 men. I dropped them to work on myself. Will there be a long-lasting relationship?
It depends on vibrational alignment. Got to see what is due to come in next. Anything miscellaneous, any karmic contracts. Ooh, I didn't really expect that. So you've been at a place, I would say probably the last 5 years or so have been a period of either evolve or repeat. So it's supposed to have been a period of gestation and change. And when you're leveling up, you're going to be tested. So you're at that place right now where all the lessons that the universe has given you throughout the course of your life, your dating life or whatever, are now being put in front of you as tests. So there is a divine life partner out there, 100%, but you'll be tested. Most people are tested more than once. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a time where anybody has just gone straight to their person without being tested. Maybe, I don't know, but you're at that place where you're going through being tested right now. And, you know, that phase can be a frustrating and sometimes lonely phase, because you don't want to spend too much time trying to figure out if someone is the one. Because if you find yourself trying to figure that out, you've already lost. You're not going to have to figure that out when you meet that person. But if you're able to identify if someone is not the one, you know, and that's the period you're going through right now. So, I mean, that's basically what's next. Other than that, you know, you're going through that testing phase right now. So let me see what else wants to come through. There's this one deck that I want so bad that I haven't been able to find on Amazon in forever. We sold it the last time we did the eBay thing, and I can't find it anywhere after that. I used to always have a copy of it. It's the new Palladini Tarot. That's the deck that was being used when I watched my very first ever YouTube reading. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of it.
Maybe it's on Etsy.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, same thing. 7 of Cups again. 7 of Swords this time. So there's a lot of potential. You've been going through the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new, so there's a testing phase going in there. And I tell people this all the time, and I say this with all the love and respect in my heart. If you aren't able to identify what energy does not belong in your life, you're not ready for your person anyways. You wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation with your person if you're not able to look, you know, at a connection where somebody is, you know, being shady, and, you know, you can't tell how they feel about you. You can't read where you stand with them. You don't really know how they feel about you. You know, you're real confused. You don't know where the connection is going. If you're not able to look at that and say, this is not what I fucking need in my life, you're not ready for your person. So that's one of the main reasons for the testing phase. So it's very likely, very likely, just be selective what the energy feels like. Look for transparency. If you ever have to come ask me how someone feels about you, that ain't it. So.
Wait, did you read about a new person or about the? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was listening. Okay, so next we have QT, and they bought 2, so we're gonna do 2 again. They're Sagittarius. What was Steve, who is a Taurus, intentions and feelings towards me and my kids? I know it's over. We are moving out, but what was intentions to begin with?
Sometimes that can be hard to dig that up, depending on if the universe actually thinks that information will help you. If the universe thinks that information will hurt you, it won't give you very much. And sometimes it can. Sometimes people are always trying to dig up the past and figure out the past. And the universe will block you from that information sometimes because it'll hurt you more than you think. But let me see if it'll even let me know. High Priestess, Knight of Cups reverse. What's up, Buggy?
Buddy's back.
This is the type of individual that doesn't really know. I don't even know how to word this. This is a big man thing. Men do this. Men are pretty bad about this, where it's such a struggle to find a mate as a man that a lot of times men will pick you. A lot of times men will pick you just because you're the only person that'll like show him some effort. So he'll say, all right, let's try this and see if it works. You know, intentions, I don't think they were bad intentions, but I don't think he picked you necessarily because of the connection. He's the type of person that wants to be with somebody, anybody. He was hurt really bad in the past, doesn't know how to heal from it, and just wants to be with somebody, and I'm not saying that nobody would show him the time of day, but he doesn't have near the pick of the litter as your average woman or, a hyper successful man. So his options were probably slim pickings, So we didn't have bad intentions. It was just like, well, let's just see. Let's see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't.
She says that they haven't moved out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I think it's because, okay, so Buggy, our cat, freaking right now just like scooted his ass across the carpet.
He does that every now and then.
I think it's because he has booty crusties. I need to clean it. I'm so appalled when he does that. You guys ever see an animal do that? Like they put their legs up in the air and they scoot across the carpet? Oh my gosh.
Well, same message. Same thing. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say bad intentions, and that doesn't mean that the person didn't do bad things, but it was like, well, let's just see if it works. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Where what relationships should be is I'm only going to connect with somebody if there's an actual connection. I'm picky and choosy about the energy. If I feel a connection with you, I'm going to go for it. If not, then I'm going to hold off. That's not the society we were born into and brought up in has conditioned us to, be very desperate and needy when it comes to a relationship, which is why the dating world was such a dumpster fire. So it wasn't the person's intentions weren't like, I feel a really intense connection with you, so I'm going to pick you. It was like, well, let's just see if it works. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, And yeah, Taurus energy. Woo. What you got's what you got with a Taurus. Whatever you got the first week that you meet them is what you got for the rest of your life. For real. So I wouldn't say bad intentions, just kind of misled intentions in the beginning.
Okay, so her next question is, I am back in school gaining new skills to further my career. What is my financial/career outcome in the near future with move, etc., etc.?
Near future? Okay. Well, like I said, you'll be fine financially in the future. Near future, though, depends on what you mean by near future. So, I mean, you're entering into a new cycle right now. I think that I'm not saying that this is the meaning of the cycle that you're entering into, but one of the things that you will notice is you'll be able to alleviate a lot of the problems that you're trying to alleviate, but they'll just be replaced with different problems. It's kind of like you ever found yourself in that conversation with a little kid who says they can't wait to grow up, and you're like, oh, don't say that. You don't want to grow up. And he doesn't understand. In his mind, he just wants to be able to stay up past midnight and eat cookies for breakfast. And it's like, when you grow up, can you do those things? Yes, but that's going to be the last thing on your mind, Similarly, when we move to a new level in life, yeah, we can fix a lot of the problems that are burdening us now, but they'll be replaced with other problems. So the problems that you're working on alleviating now, yes, you'll be able to alleviate a lot of those. You're moving on into a new level, though, into a totally new level. But like I said, I mean, we're moving into a new world and a new system. By the time we get to when we're in the 2030s, things are going to be very, very different. Can you imagine a world where there's no such thing as financial success? That'd be crazy. Because in order to have financial success, you have to have poverty to compare it to. If there's no such thing as poverty, there's no such thing as success. That was a pretty sneaky system that they created for us that we're slowly moving out of. It has to be slow, though, because, nobody in recorded human history has experienced anything any different. We've been in that system for so long. So, yeah, you'll be able to move if you want to. You're entering into a whole new cycle. I would say that the remainder of 2026 into 2027 is, entering into a totally new cycle. Now, I'm iffy about timelines because I don't know what you mean by near future. Some people say near future, talking about the next 5 years. Some people, it means the next 5 months. But you're entering into a new cycle, so there's going to be some discomfort. You'll be able to move if you want. If you really want to bust that move, there's not going to be a blockage preventing you from doing that. So you'll be all right. It's just going to be, totally new, uncharted territory. So you're in a good spot.
But she'll be fine financially
Yeah.
with the move.
Yeah.
Next, we have Eva, who's an Aries. Should I open up to my ex, Dan, and will he be open to me? What is the outcome?
Okay. There's 3 different questions there.
Okay.
I got to take a look and see what the soul contract is. And if it's complete, nothing you can do about that. If it's incomplete, then we look at the person's feelings and intentions and go from there. Six of Cups in the upright. It kind of feels like at least the majority of the big pieces of meat and potatoes were completed. So I'm not really seeing any unfinished business here. So now that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't, get closure with this individual. But when it comes to a completed soul contract and trying to rewrite a new contract, that's challenging. Possible, but challenging. And if both people aren't on board with it, it ain't happening. Let me see this individual's feelings, energies, and intentions. 8 of Wands reversed. Strength card. I don't know if this person really wants to open up. I don't think so. I think that if anything, this individual would assume power over you. This came out in the last spread too. Would probably assume power over you. And I just don't know if this person would open up. I don't know. I think it would make this person's day to feel like he has power over you like that. I don't really know if he would be very honest with you. What I would do if I was you is just shoot this person a closure message. And your intentions have to be on. You can't worry about the outcome. Don't worry about the outcome. Closure is only for clearing the energetic pathway. That's all it's for. If you have expectations of how you would want that conversation to go, don't do it. If you have expectations of something other than closure happening, don't do it. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to want. I'm clearing the energy right now. And that's it. And you give that time, let it sink in. And then about 6 weeks later, 8 weeks later, you feel it out and ask yourself, now what do I want to do with this? You have to give the energy time to clear and your path the time to shift. So that's what I would do. There's nothing wrong with opening up, but just leave it as closure. Right? I just want to let you know there's no ill will coming towards me. Right? I send you on your way with love and light, just so you know that. And then step back and be quiet and let that do its thing. And then once that's settled in and sunk in, then you ask yourself, what do I want? I would start there. But I don't think this individual really wants to open up. I think this person wants control over the situation. So
Okay, next is Marie, who's a Gemini. Situation with a partner. Have been trying boyfriend to work out some conflict. Should I stay and keep investing or walk away?
Been trying boyfriend to work?
I don't know.
Well, I know you didn't use this word, but you should never have to fight to keep someone in your life. So if you ever find yourself fighting to keep someone in your life, that's not love, that's control. There's a difference between working on something and fighting for it. So let's see if the soul contract is complete. It sounds like a completed contract to me, to be honest with you. It's not telling me. No, it's not complete. It's not complete. However, in order to resolve conflict, it takes two individuals willing to do that. I don't care who did what. There's no judgment. It doesn't matter who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Two individuals. And I just kind of think that the person you're dealing with is very like service to self. You know, it's all about, I'm going to get what I want no matter what I have to do. So yeah, Emperor reverse. I mean, it's not really a completed contract, but I mean, at some point you have to identify a cycle. And you have to identify whether or not you're dealing with somebody that's capable of growth and change. Kind of wish I knew how long y'all been together, because this doesn't look like somebody who has any plans of growing or changing. Same card, same one I just held up last time. Very service to self.
Ugh. I hate guys like that.
Hate people like that in general. It's all about me, like somebody we know that.
Yeah, but like in a relationship, that shit sucks.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that's how this individual is. It's all about me.
That's not really going to change. Like, that's something that's deep down rooted into their whole personality at that point.
Yeah. And, I mean, none of us are perfect. We all have shit we have to work through. We all have our little emotional triggers, our red flags. But when you got that person that like, they don't see an issue with their actions at all, at all. And if somebody doesn't see an issue with their actions and they feel justified no matter what they do, anything they do wrong, they'll flip it around and blame it on you. You made me do that.
Is he either an only child or the youngest child?
Oh, I never thought about that. I never thought about that. That's interesting.
It's not always true, but
Yeah. Well, a lot of only child people, like, they do act like that.
I'm an only child.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't see you playing that game.
Yeah, but I could if I wanted to. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but I know like that energy, I guess.
Yeah.
It seems like I've seen that as like a pattern.
Yeah.
Usually you see it in like the youngest, though.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really tell you to walk away from an uncleared cycle, because that needs to be a decision that you make for yourself. What I can only give you some things to think about. And that is, how many times does a person have to show you who they are before you accept that that's just who they are and they're not changing? Yeah. And like I always say, there's two types of people when given a second chance. There's the person that, I'm not saying they're going to be perfect, but you can see that they care. You can see that they're trying. You can see that they're putting in effort. And then there's the person that goes, yes, I know how to manipulate you now.
But either way, I mean, I feel like you're asking, should you keep investing? Like, either way, if you're investing in them or, wait, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. It's an investment either way if you do stay, because you're either going to have a good outcome with them or you're going to learn a very valuable lesson for yourself and build your, like, worth and know what you no longer want. So I feel like it could be a good investment either way. Don't just look at it like you're investing in just him. You're also investing in yourself to learn lessons. You know what I mean?
See, she gets it. I don't have to teach her nothing. She already gets it. So that's a very good way to look at it.
It's
yes.
Wisdom I've learned over the years. But anyway.
If it was me, though, all I can say is if it was me, depends on how long it's been going on. If something that toxic has just been going on for like 6 months or more, and they show no signs of even caring, I wouldn't. I'm gone.
All right.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. Next we have Eva, who's in Aries. Should I open up to my ex? Dan, did I read that?
That's the one we just read.
Yeah, that's right. I have to refund one of those. Okay, I'm gonna refund you. You're probably not watching this one because I'm gonna delete it. Dang.
What do you mean? Okay.
She bought two. So I have to refund one. Okay. I'll say. I remember reading that already. Okay, next is Adriana, who's a Sagittarius. I recently had an old fling pop back up after we stopped talking for a few months. Does this Leo have good intentions?
Leo.
You're always so biased.
I mean, every Leo I've ever gotten close to has always been the same. And it's
That's not how it is for everybody.
I know that's not how it is for everybody, but of course I had bias. And the reason is because everyone I've gotten closely connected to, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Well, I know some pretty cool Leos.
So, and I knew this was going to come out. It's, again, big man thing. Men are way worse about this. I've seen women do it too, but men are way worse about this. 9 times out of 10, when a man comes back, it's because he doesn't have any other options, or he doesn't believe he has any other options. You know, so like even if there's options available to him, he doesn't believe that any of them will work. If he's afraid that for whatever reason he's not going to be able to secure anyone, that's when a man comes back. So I'm not allowed to spy on the details of his life. I don't know if just nobody will give him the time of day, or, you know, just no matter who he connects with, it just doesn't fucking work. For some reason, he's at that place where he's either all alone or he's afraid he's going to be alone for some reason. So, I mean, the intentions are, you're the only option I believe I have. You know? Is that bad intentions? Not necessarily, but what's he going to do when another option does come along? He's gone. You know? So you got to be really careful bringing someone from the past back into your life. Really careful. Because if they haven't changed, the situation's not going to change. If you reconnect with somebody, mark my words, and everything in their life is still exactly the same, they are still the same person, it's going to repeat the same cycle. Mark my words. That's not Rich Loft's little theory. That is an immutable law, universal law, called the law of frequency equalization. There's Knight of Cups again. Knight of Wands reversed. I don't think he's having a lot of success in his love life. So it's like, you're the only option I believe I have for whatever reason. You know, and at some point, it's just a matter of time. Something better is going to come along, or, you know, he's going to get bored or something like that. When they don't pick you for you, then and eventually they're going to end up leaving for someone else at some point, you know. So I don't know if it's bad intentions, just kind of naive and ignorant intentions. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. All I'm going to say is keep this person at an arm's distance and observe him long enough to be able to definitively distinguish whether or not he is actually bringing a new version of himself back to the connection. That's going to take some time to observe that. There's good actors out there.
So yeah, make him wait, right?
Just, and observe every other aspect of his life. You know, if every other aspect of his life is still exactly the same, except for how he acts around you, it's fake.
She said, where'd it go? We stopped talking because I was a little too honest and hurt his feelings. Oh, poor baby. His feelings got hurt.
Well, you're a Saggy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's why I can relate. Oh, poor you boy.
I mean,
we can be kind of savage sometimes.
You're going to deal with a Saggy. You're going to fucking hear it. You're going to hear it. And if you can't handle that, then fucking bounce. What's going to happen next time you're too honest then? Because it's coming. It's coming. That's going to happen again. You know, because you know what's fascinating too? Let me just say this. You know how Leo and Aquarius are opposites? It's funny because it's most of the time Leos look big, mean, and tough and intimidating on the outside, but on the inside, they're soft little babies.
They're little Simbas.
Yeah. And Aquarians are like the opposite. They look so calm, cool, collected, and harmless on the outside, but on the inside, they're ready to kill somebody. It's weird how they're the opposite.
Damn, that's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, it's just going to happen again. It's just going to happen again. So just take that and do with it what you will.
Okay. Next we have Pam, who's a Libra. I met a man while attending a concert. Will I see him again?
I mean, do y'all have you exchanged phone numbers? Like I say, when I say be picky and choosy about the energy when you connect with someone, I always mean look for transparency. So, you know, I'm curious as do y'all have phone numbers or anything like that? I can see if there's a soul contract here. So what is it? Ooh, 7 of Cups. It ain't telling me, but it is telling me that. She
said yes, he has.
Y'all have phone numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so far, when this starts pushing itself through, I don't know. I think the main reason why you and this person connected was to alter the trajectory of your path, mainly. And I would say be extremely careful with this person. Not allowed to spy on the details of someone's life. But if he had the options available to him, he'd be meeting women everywhere he goes. You know,
my.
With the 7 of Cups there. That's the card of having, wanting, or entertaining multiple love options. So, and the King of Swords reversed. It's kind of up to you. I mean, if you've exchanged phone numbers, you could arrange it to where you see him again. But if you just kind of hang back and wait, unless he finds himself going through a dry spell, what most men do, let me give you men's secret, okay? These are fuckboy secrets. They have a list of women, whether it's on paper or in their mind. And it's rated by how dumb they are. And the dumbest and easiest to manipulate are on top. And then they go down. Like, oh, she's fucking easy, dude. She's stupid. She'll believe anything I fucking tell her. I'm hitting her up first.
Wow.
And
mean, bro.
Yeah. And if maybe you're unavailable or not showing interest, then we go down to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So that's how men play the game. So it's tough to say if you just kind of hang around and wait for this person to pursue you. Probably not right now. This is mainly to alter the course of your path. Mainly. In a way that won't make sense for quite some time. If you want to try to pursue this, you can do that. I would say take it slow. Take it very, very slow, because I'm not really convinced that this is somebody wanting to settle down. You know, when a man wants to settle down and, you know, he meets you somewhere, you get each other's phone numbers, he's going to be hitting you up that night, the next morning. Hey, how you doing? Whoop-de-woo. He's going to be really showing interest. If you meet somebody and you exchange numbers and then he just days and days, you don't hear from him like ever again, or very rarely or sparingly, or you're confused about his feelings, he's not really into it. He's not really trying to push for it. So this could serve a very important purpose in your life. But be careful and be wise about it. If you do choose to pursue this, just be wise about it, because I'm not saying he couldn't flip a switch and change his intentions, but you want to make sure that he's done that before you extend or accept an offer.
Okay. We have NPD, who's a Pisces. Will the person I'm in no contact with try and come back?
Well, if you're in the chat, who left? I'm curious. And how long have you not been in contact? First, let me look at the soul contract. King of Pentacles. Three of Swords. And Two of Swords. This is the reason why I'm curious. This is the reason why I'm curious about who left, because this could mean two completely different things right here. So if you're the one that left, this person's not going to come chasing after you. If they're the one that left, now they're trying to determine whether or not it would even be a good idea. You know, like, are you going to be mad at me? Did I fuck up? You know, that two completely different things.
She said, I am.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you're the one that left, no, this person's not going to come chasing after you. And I mean, if you left, then why would you want them to? You want somebody to chase after you that you left? Or are you just worried that they might? I don't, if you're just worried that they might, I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. I don't think so. Because this individual really wants to like prove a point, if that makes sense. You know? So let me see what the other spread says.
Oh, it said a few days.
A few days?
It's only been 3 days or so, no contact.
Well, I do think that this cycle is complete. But as far as this individual's intentions, no, I don't think this individual wants to appear weak, at least not right now. And, you know, come running and chasing after you, because that will give you a lot of power over them. Right now, they're not trying to give you that kind of power, at least not right now. Could things change later on down the line? It's possible. That there would have to be a pretty drastic energetic shift for that to happen. Right now, though, this individual doesn't have any plans of it. You know, it's kind of like one of those things where they're kind of hoping that you end up regretting it, if that makes sense.
She said they slowed communication first, and then I stopped it.
Did what communication first?
They slowed it down. Like, they stopped talking as often, it sounds like.
Yeah. No, I don't think this person's going to give you the power by chasing after you. Not right now, at least.
All right, next we have Flama. That sounds like, it looks like a Mexican name, and I am so white, I cannot even say that.
Never mind. I don't know why.
Flama.
The first thing that popped up into my head when you said that was the front of Juan's Flaming Fajitas.
Oh.
That's the first thing I saw in my head. I don't know why.
I started thinking like the Flamin' Hot Chips or something.
Oh.
All right, they are an Aquarius. My partner and I have amazing chemistry. Will it burn out or last forever?
Well, I mean,
is it gonna last like a flama?
That's a very, very complicated question. It depends on what you mean by that. If you're talking about that invigorating, intoxicating explosion of pleasure that you feel when you first meet someone, that burns out. naturally. That's very natural.
Chemistry doesn't.
There's nothing wrong with that. Well, that's what I'm saying. It depends on what you mean by that. If you're talking about a genuine connection, like where we're so transparent, this is going to sound weird. I don't mean it to be weird, but the best analogy that I have is it's like the connection that you have with your mom or your dad. It's like, so like we're just part of each other, you know. That doesn't burn out. But the fireworks show, you know, you make me feel so amazing. All my problems go away when I'm with you. I feel like I'm on cloud 9 when I'm with you. That high, that wears off. That wears off. And it's natural. A lot of relationships burn to the ground because people think, well, I'm losing feelings for you. No, you're not. That's natural. A few weeks ago, or what was it, a month ago, I bought a brand new truck. 2026 Chevy Silverado RST. I feel so fucking badass driving that thing down the road, bro. You know, I feel so awesome. Like, look at me. It's new. It's like, yeah. 1 year from today, I'm going to forget the damn thing's even sitting out there, you know? So if that's what you're talking about, let me look at the soul contract, though. We do got that Ace of Cups down there. I mean, this is a long-term soul contract. It is. I don't know what you mean by chemistry, though. I kind of wish, like, this is the kind of stuff that I like Zoom calls for, because then I can sit and ask, what do you mean by that? Explain chemistry, what your version of chemistry is. But no, this is a long-term soul contract. It's not due to come to an end anytime soon.
Oh, that's
so
good.
That's
a
good.
Positive read.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, that really heavy, intoxicating feeling that you get when you first meet someone new, that always wears off. Always.
Well, they might already know that if they're older too. I mean,
right.
That's more so for like.
That's why I'm going to lay it on the table just to make sure that we understand. But no, a genuine connection never burns out.
And it's not like you don't feel like my mom or dad, but you have that like family feeling.
Yeah.
It's not like I look at you like a mom or dad.
Yeah, the feeling
it's
that
just family, like you become like a family figure.
Yeah, we're so close to each other that I don't need to second guess what your intentions are. Like, you're so close, I just know. Yeah. It's hard to explain. That doesn't burn out. Ace of Cups again, long-term soul contract. I will say, though, that, you know, if somebody does have that impression that the intoxicating fireworks show in the beginning is not supposed to burn out, and it does, then that could cause problems later on down the line. You know, when it starts wearing off, it could cause issues if, you know, you're expecting that to last forever. But no, it's not supposed to come to an end anytime soon.
Oh,
so,
that's good. I'm so happy for La Flama.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? I really don't even know.
La Flame.
Does that mean like flames? Okay, next we have Nicky K, who's a Virgo. What's due to come in next in romantic partnership? I am single and I'm getting signs of something coming in.
Well, I mean, unless you have a very weird, unique life path, you definitely have something new coming in. I mean, I can probably count on one hand the number of people that I've read for throughout the whole course of my career whose the part of their life path is to be alone. You know?
Damn, that would suck ass.
Some people, they pick that path before they come in there. And yeah. I had one person, I think it was like a year. How long ago was that? A year, 2 years ago? 66 years old, never been in a relationship.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
There's been so many readings, honestly, it's like, they get blurry sometimes.
Yeah, some of them stand out to me, though. And that one stood out to me.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
If you're in the chat, how long have you been single? Well, yeah, so we do have that 9 of Cups here. So how do I word this? Again, in order to attract your person, you have to vibrationally align. And that takes time. So there will be times sometimes where the universe will, what I like to call, put red tape around you and not let anyone come in. And people who don't understand universal laws may think that they're doing something wrong. And no, the universe is doing you a favor. Because when you're vibrating at a frequency that resonates with being lonely, broken, empty, or you're a magnet to people, relationships, situations, and scenarios that resonate harmoniously with being broken, empty, and lonely. So a lot of times the universe will put red tape around you and not let nobody come in. Because even if you have the best intentions in the world, you can still easily attract a toxic fucking person and then end up in a relationship that matches the frequency of being broken and empty. So you're being given the opportunity right now to align with the energy of abundance. And it happens when you least expect it, because the more the void fills, the more you stop expecting it. It's like when you're eating, right? When your stomach is empty, you're looking for food. But the more the void is full, you're not thinking about food. Now, the only difference between your heart and your stomach, though, is that the void in your stomach is real. There's actually something missing in there. That's the reason why that void has to be filled from the outside in. But even that turns to shit. But it behaves the same way. When you have that void full, you're not thinking about it. You're not really looking for it. You're thinking elsewhere. The void is full. I'm good. I'm abundant from within. So, I mean, yeah, if you... Again, I don't know how long you've been single, so I got to tiptoe around how I say this, but yeah, I mean,
might be in the chat.
There's nothing really left but a divine life partner. You could be tested, though. You very well could be tested, but you're going through a period of gestation and change right now. I think more than likely you'll probably be tested, and if you pass all tests, you could attract a divine life partner. And I mean, well, you got to be a really skilled energy worker, but you could do it in as little as 6-7 months. That doesn't mean you're done healing, but if you're able to tap into the abundance frequency, you can attract that person in as little as 6-7 months after a relationship. But you're going to be, I think you're going to be tested. I think you're going to be tested. And yeah, like I said, pass all tests. Meaning you're able to identify what energy doesn't belong in your life. You'll probably turn some people down along the way. And then as you start to feel that energy of, well, fuck it, man. If that's all that's out there, do I really need it that goddamn bad? If that's all that's out there, am I going to delay my happiness for someone to come in and make me happy? I'm good. I'm kind of done playing this game. I'm going to focus my energy elsewhere. Void starts filling. And when you least expect it, that's when that person comes into your life. So I think it's possible you could attract a life partner within the next 1 year period. It's possible.
Okay. We have David, who is an Aquarius, Will Alyssa, who is a Libra and a past person, and I get back together, or should I move on? Thank you for adding that. He added that they're a past person.
Oh, yeah. No.
And their sign. Wow. Good job. You get that golden star.
Usually we have to dig for that. And again...
Well, it says that in the description, so that means he read it.
So your all soul contract is complete. So that doesn't mean that a reconciliation attempt won't be attempted, but the soul contract is complete. So that is a lot of energy working against this connection, because now the whole purpose behind the two of you being together is complete. But just speaking from an energetic perspective, the reason why, let me ask you this. Have you ever witnessed a successful reconciliation? You ever seen it happen? I've heard tales. I've met people who say they've seen it happen, but I've never personally witnessed it with my own two eyes. The overwhelming majority of the time, when two people separate, if they get back together, what fucking happens every time? Same goddamn thing that happened last time, right? Loops around and repeats the same cycle. Now, it doesn't have to. The reason is because vibration is the primary law. That's the reason. All it takes is one person bringing the same energy back to the connection that they walked away with. And the other person has to match that frequency. That's the quantum physics behind how attraction works. It's not a theory. That's not something that just happens for some people. You know, it's like in order for your car to get you to the store, the pistons in your engine have to go up and down and turn the crankshaft, and the valves have to work right. That's the mechanics behind how it works in this dimension. You have to match that person's frequency, or the two of you cannot come together. And if they're bringing the same energy back to the connection, which this person has not let go of any of this energy, it will loop back around and repeat the same cycle. Let me see this person's feelings, energies, and intentions. Keep it gangsta. If you're in the chat, who ended it? Out of curiosity. Whoa, he looked like a Halloween cat there for a second. His back arched up like that. Looked like the damn Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, poor Spooky.
Damn, tower card. I mean, this individual here, I mean, I don't know who ended it or what happened, but I do think that this individual is kind of stuck in a victim mentality. I don't know if you fucked it up or they fucked it up, but they're holding on to this what happened to me energy, you know? And I don't think this person is releasing, healing from, or transmuting any of this energy anytime soon. So even if a reconciliation attempt does happen, you'd want to be very, very careful, because this person would be bringing the same energy back to the connection that they walked away with. Right now, I don't think they have any plans of that. Not right now in the current moment, but that could change depending on how long ago you all separated. Without knowing any other details, like who ended it, how long ago it was, how long the relationship was, I got to leave it at that. But it's a completed soul contract. So.
Okay, next we have typical Capricorn. Desperately job seeking. What does my finances look like in the immediate future? Side note, I purchased a private reading, which you haven't done it yet, but I want to jump on this live reading offer. I think that it's probably up on your wall. Okay, I have one printed out. Oh, here's the printer. When does that one do? Oh, that one's not due. Just a second. And they are in the chat too. She's in the chat. So do you have questions?
So this is the tricky part. Your path is being rerouted right now. So I'm not saying this is how it's going to be exactly, but it's kind of the energy where, like, if you get so desperate, like, I'm willing to do anything. Like, even, like, let's say, for example, you always told yourself, I'll never work at a damn gas station. And you tried every other place in town. Nothing. Oh, God damn, I guess I got to do a fucking gas station then. And then so you go, you get a job at a gas station, and that reroutes your path, because then you meet someone there, and you start a business with that person. And, you know, that's just an example. You're at a place right now, what you're going through has nothing to do with your finances. Finances and the way we humans look at it plays a role in how it's being navigated. But from the other side, what you're going through right now has nothing to do with that. Your path is being rerouted. I mean, honestly, in the immediate future, I'm not really seeing any tremendous changes one way or the other. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Kind of a level for the most part. Immediate future, like within the next couple of weeks type shit. Kind of level for the very most part. And that's good. You know, you have, when you say, what do my finances look like? There's three different options. Either they get better, They stay the same or they get worse. And hey, when it comes to not getting better, we would rather it stay the same, right? That's better than it getting worse. So kind of, depending on what you mean by immediate future, kind of level, kind of the same. I mean, even if you do end up getting a job and whatnot, then that's where perspective comes in. And that's where how you feel about money comes in. And that's really hard for me to tell you what that's going to look like. It depends on how you perceive it. The way I perceive money, I see it being level. You know, you may not see it that way, though. You may, because I do think that other financial opportunities are coming in. You know, you'll be fine within the next few months. Like before summer is over, you'll be fine. But perspective, you know, some people, a $10,000 annual increase would change their whole life. I wouldn't even notice a $10,000 annual increase.
She said leaving a marriage, need a job to be self-supportive. That's why.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you'll be good. You'll be all right. Right now, your path is being rerouted. So basically 5 years from now, you'll be able to look back. If you do give your past an honest look back, and you'll be able to see that, wow, that's kind of cool how this happened this way, and then that led me there, and that led me here, and now I'm here. So you'll be good. Before summer is over, you'll be good. You just may end up in a place that you wouldn't expect. You're going through a transitionary period right now. Those are scary to be in the middle of, but they're always fun to look back on.
Mm-hmm. Fun to look back on.
Yeah.
Okay, next person is Lisa, who's a Scorpio. What's coming in for me in love? So assuming that they're single, I tried getting more details, but they weren't in the chat earlier. On part one, anyways.
Ooh, Hierophant. You know what that means? That means a test. Ooh, yeah. Look at that right there. That's your person. So you'll be tested. You will be tested. Now, I'm speaking very generally when I say this. I don't know what your relationship status is. If you're single, how long you've been single, how long your last relationship was, all this stuff factors into this. So just very generally speaking, you will be tested. Best case scenario, you've learned your lesson so thoroughly, the universe puts a test in your face and you instinctively avoid it because you're so vibrationally aligned with abundance. You smell it from a mile away. Whoa, no, I'm not doing that. Pass that test with flying colors and never even realize you were being tested. Worst case scenario, you get sucked back in and repeat a past cycle. Most people who pass a test usually fall somewhere in the middle, but you'll more than likely be tested. I can't tell you when. I don't know how long you've been single or if you are single, but you know, it is level up time. That's your person right there. You know, pass all tests, you least expect it. Boom, you can end up with your person. But if you fail a test, then you could have to go through a repeat of the past cycle.
A lot of people who don't know what that means, a test, it's like if you haven't healed or learned from like a past relationship where you were supposed to learn like your worth or I don't know, what's another example? Like maybe someone was like a liar and you haven't like healed from that. You might be attracting another liar into your life.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That would be like a test example.
Or, you know, when you meet those people, and I think we've all been there where you meet that person and something genuinely feels off. But it's like, yeah, but what if it's different this time? But your gut is like, no.
Ooh, that was always me.
Yeah. And that's a test. And finally, it gets to the point where you start listening to that because every single time we always end up looking back saying, I fucking knew it. Well, how many I knew it does it take before we start listening to that, you know? So, look. So the first one I held up was the masculine. This is the feminine counterpart of that same energy. Hierophant and the High Priestess. So death card, end of an old cycle, beginning of a new cycle, and you'll be tested along the way. I don't know what you'll be tested on. And my hands are a little bit tied, but I always tell everybody, just be selective about how the energy feels. That means don't just pick the person that makes you feel so good that you forget about all your problems. Don't do that. That's not what we're looking for. If that's what we were looking for in a relationship, I wouldn't have a job, okay? Any toxic, abusive, manipulative narcissist can push your emotional buttons and make you feel real good. It's not hard to do. It's pretty fucking easy. We're looking for transparency. If you meet someone and you have to come ask me how they feel about you, that ain't it. If you have to come ask me what someone's intentions are, that ain't it. If you have to come ask me where this connection is going, if you're confused about anything regarding that stuff, that ain't it. So I got a bathroom.
Okay. I think we might have to close off the reading soon, you guys. I'm gonna have to tell Rich what we're at. There's literally so many that came in today. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to do them all. I'm so nervous. Because we normally only do 2 parts. But we're definitely gonna have to do 3 parts today. But we can't go past 3. Because we'll probably have to come back at 8. And then we go live for 2 hours. It'll be 10. So if you wanted to get a reading, I would do it now because we're probably going to be closing it soon. Just a heads up, because I'm going to point it out to him right now. So, babe, do you see how many we're at right now?
Oh, dang.
So do you want to cut it off here soon, or what do you want to do?
It's up to you. I'm good.
Well, I was saying to them, if we do come back for a part 3, it would be at 8. And if we were on for 2 hours, 9, 10, we wouldn't be able to do a part 4.
I mean, I'm good to keep going. How many do we have left?
I know, that's what I'm saying. You only do about, it takes 2 hours for you to do 25.
Okay.
So if we get to 50, that's usually going to be your stop point.
I'm going to leave that up to you. That's your call. I'm good.
What is 50 plus 25? 75?
75.
Okay, so we have a couple spots left, and then we're going to close it. Well, no, because somebody bought 2, so there's 2 there. I don't know. We'll probably close it at 70. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more spots left. So
8 more spots left.
yes. Oh, somebody said that they love your brain.
My brain? Okay, cool. Right on.
I like his brain too.
I guess on my damn nerves.
I like the way you think. Okay.
If only you heard the things going on in there with my mouth was shut. It would make you pull your hair out.
All right, are we ready for the next one?
Yep.
All right, next we have Sarah M., who's Aquarius. I am interested in a colleague who I see at an event in 2 weeks. Is it likely to progress to a relationship?
Does this person know you're interested? Ooh, 6 of Cups. Your favorite, babe.
Mine?
This person is a very near and dear member of your soul.
Why is that my favorite card?
Because the other day you said you always say that. And I'm like, I say that when the card comes through.
What is that one? Or what do you mean?
The other day you were talking about something. You said you always say near and dear member of your soul family.
Oh,
and I said, yeah, I say that when the card comes through. This individual is a very near and dear member of your soul family. You all have had many, many, many lifetimes where you have played very close, intimate roles in each other's lives. Let me just see. It's hard to say if it's not really telling me. I'm not really seeing evidence of a soul contract, but it is telling me that it is possible that a love offer could be made. Ace of Swords reverse, though.
She said there was some intense eye contact at our Christmas party, but there was so many people there we didn't get to speak.
It's possible. It is possible. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Past life karma. Okay. It's possible. It is possible. I think this is something that you all have been trying to work out for many, 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 many lifetimes. The upside to that is obviously the connection is strong. You know, you feel it. The downside of that, though, is that coming together with a past life karmic soulmate is energetically exactly the same thing as reconciling with an ex. The reason the word karmic gets a negative stigma attached to it is not because it's supposed to be a bad thing. It's because when we come together after we have something unfinished from a previous lifetime, remember, energy is not created or destroyed. It only changes form. If you don't make the energy change form, it doesn't change form. Most people don't because they don't know how. So both of you carry that energy with you into the next lifetime. And just like if you were reconciling with an ex, all that past energy bubbles up to the surface. But when it's from a previous lifetime, you don't know why it feels that way. So it can be difficult to work through. So yeah, there's a pretty strong possibility, but there's quite a bit of energy from previous lifetimes that I'm not going to say create blockages. Look at that, Six of Cups again. I'm not going to say create blockages, but create energetic obstacles that will need to be worked through.
She said, I did have cause to email him the following week, though. We have worked at the same company for 2 years, but in different locations. So that was a huge coincidence because it was the first contact.
Yep. So we got Six of Cups, karmic wheel again. So yeah, there's a pretty strong likelihood. Pretty strong. But like I said, there's going to be energetic, I don't want to say blockages, but obstacles to work through, So it's very likely, I would say. I would give it about a 75 to 80% chance that it'll probably turn into something, So very likely.
She said the distance may be the obstacle. Did you feel like that or no?
Yeah, well, I mean energetic obstacles. Like even if the two of you were like next door neighbors, there would be energetic obstacles that you're carrying into this lifetime from previous lifetimes. Like it would play out between the two of you energetically. But yes, distance, that's definitely an obstacle. Definitely. So.
Okay, next is beartrekfan, who's a Gemini. I lost my job back in March 2026, and I'm wondering if I will get a new job soon or what's going to happen with my finances.
Well, are you taking action to get a new job? If you're taking action, it's going to happen eventually. A lot of options available to you right now. I got two different things here. I got Page of Pentacles reversed and Ace of Pentacles upright. So if you're taking action towards it, then yeah, absolutely. But if you're not taking action towards it, then no. But I think that, that cycle was complete. Nothing happened that wasn't supposed to. And, there's a lot of options and opportunities available to you. I think it kind of depends on like what it is you're looking for, whether or not you're being picky. There's a bunch of options. Depending on your situation, I always advise, don't be too picky. You know, do something, get some kind of money rolling in, and then spend your free time. You know, if you're not satisfied with that, spend your free time looking for or creating something else. You know, Page of Pentacles upright. Death reversed again. So the only thing I can tell you is as long as you are taking action, yes, you'll be fine. But you want to be taking action. You want to be out there getting after it and doing it. Everybody's going through a big transition right now. So I know you hear me say that a lot. It's because we all are collectively. And everybody's path is unique as to how that's happening. So there are going to be some unexpected twists and turns. Even if you do end up with a job tomorrow, it will probably be temporary. You'll be good, though. You'll be good. The universe is always going to make sure you have what you need as we start shifting into this new cycle that we're going into.
Okay, next is for Abyss, who's a Capricorn. Was the Cancer I dealt being loyal? Wait, what? Can you understand that?
Kind of looks like they're wondering if somebody they dealt with in the past was being loyal.
Oh. It's the Cancer I dealt with, maybe it's to say with, being loyal in relationship that we had recently. Okay.
Now, sometimes it can be difficult for me to dig up past information. It's much easier to get that information if you come to me while you're in the middle of it. Because once it's past, sometimes the universe will just say, what difference does it make?
They said, okay, was the Cancer I'm dealing with being loyal in our relationship? We are separate at the moment. Okay, thank you.
Cancer and Capricorn are opposite signs. That's challenging, extremely challenging. The only thing I can do is look at this person's feelings, energies, and intentions. Lovers reversed. Again, this is from the past, so it's really difficult for me to dig up a bunch of details from the past. But with the Three of Cups here, there was definitely at least somebody else on this person's mind. I'm not seeing the energy that would indicate that infidelity was happening, right? But there was a third energy in there, you know? So if I had to give it an intuitive shot in the dark, I would say that this person was still hung up on an ex. I could be wrong, though. Like I said, past energy, the universe, most of the time, this stuff's on a need-to-know basis only. Most of the time, we don't need to know the details about the past, right? Because the fact of the matter is you don't even trust this person. If you did, you wouldn't need to come to me. So if you don't trust somebody, that's not somebody you need in your life anyways. You know, even if they were being loyal, you still don't trust them. It's not to say it is or isn't your fault, but that energy there of lack of trust, if that's present for any reason, that's not somebody you need in your life. I think that this is the type of person who would be unfaithful eventually at some point, you know, depending on how long the relationship was, you know, that codependency attachment. Once the honeymoon phase wears off and they start, you know, having to face their own internal battles because you're not distracting them from that anymore, then, you know, she's the type that, or if it was a female, I don't know who you're dealing with, but they were the type of individual that would probably eventually end up being unfaithful. So I think this individual is a codependent, and there was somebody else very, very heavy on this person's mind. So, yeah, Three of Swords this time. Three of Cups in the first one, Three of Swords in this one. Seven of Cups.
Ew.
Yeah. So I don't know what this person was doing, right? But Devil card, 7 of Cups. This is the type of person that, will get bored quickly, codependency attachment. Once that high wears off, then they get bored and they got to go find somebody else, some new person. They got to have that. So usually those people are usually unfaithful.
You can have the rest of that. That's like making me tired.
Making you
That
tired.
energy drink, it's making me feel like blah and icky.
Yeah, I'm not big on the
I
zeros.
don't like that.
I'm not big on the zeros.
Like, it's making me feel weird.
Okay. Well, drink you
I
some
only
water.
like Alani. And I have 0 Alanis in the house.
We need to go to Costco and get a pack of them.
Yeah. Okay. I might go down there and get that C4.
Oh, there you go.
What do you know about that C4? All right. Anna B. If I get a C4, hold on. I'm just going to be like freaking blabbermouth over here and be like, what? And I don't want to do that. That might be annoying. Oh, well. I need to wake up. Okay. Anna B.
On a banana.
Who's a Pisces? Is my friend Mikey going to become my romantic partner, or are we just going to stay good friends?
All I can look at is a soul contract.
BRB.
7 of Cups. Probably and I always have to tell this. The overwhelming majority of the time, there's exceptions to everything. Everybody always thinks they are the exception to this. Very rarely are you the exception to this. The vast, staggering, overwhelming majority of the time, when a man is friends with a female, he's waiting for an opportunity to hit that ass. It's true. It's true. Oh, he's not like that. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, the fuck he is. It's true. When dudes tell you that, they're not being insecure. They're not being jealous. They're telling you the truth. Like I said, are there exceptions? Yes. You see them every once in a blue-green rainbow moon. I've seen it a handful of times in my life. Let me just see if there's a soul contract here, though. I don't really think there's a soul contract. I'm not allowed to spy on the details of someone's life, but this person has his options open. So basically, this individual hasn't placed his focus on one person and says, I want to be with you. When you meet that one person, there's not going to be any confusion. There's not going to be a game. There's not going to be anything to figure out. It's not going to linger with you not knowing where it's going. Like I always tell people, if you ever have to ask me how someone feels about you, that ain't your person. If you have to ask me what someone's intentions are, whether or not you can trust them, or where this connection is going, that's not your person. Let me 7 of Cups, man. I can't spy on the details of someone's life. I don't know what he is doing with his life. I can tell you what he would do if he could, though. If he had the options available to him, he would be messing around with multiple different people. If he could. If he had the options available to him. I always have to highlight that part because sometimes people say, oh, no, that's not true. Oh, I know for a fact I'm the only one he's talking to. Oh, well, that's because you're the only option he has. Give him 5 other options in his inbox right now. Watch what he does. So I'm not seeing evidence of a soul contract. Let me dig a little bit deeper. Maybe the karmic wheel will pop out or something. Maybe you don't hold me to it yet. Maybe. I'm not really seeing evidence of a soul contract. Probably would not be difficult to get this person in bed, though. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. I'm just saying if you decide to do that, proceed with caution. I wouldn't if I was you. Personally, that could that could mess things up. You know, what I would do, here's what I would do if I was you. Now, this is where my real job comes in, helping you develop a relationship with the universe. I would put it out there to the universe. All right, universe, dude, I'm given to this date, you know, a month, 2 months, whatever. By this date, if you want this to happen, you're going to let it happen naturally and organically. If it doesn't come together naturally and organically, I'm just stepping away from it, and I'm trusting that you don't want this to happen. And just release it and just watch what happens. That's easy to talk about, but trusting the universe in the process is very, very important.
She said he's a Scorpio, and I already knew you were going to do that. And he knows how I feel, but I'm just waiting because I'm afraid to ruin the friendship.
Yeah.
Was it a no?
Careful with that. I mean, romantic partner, that's so layered. Yeah, it could turn into a romantic partnership, but not a divine life partnership.
Oh.
No, not that.
Okay.
A sexual connection that will probably end up with a lot of deviance and secrets and
It'll ruin it. The
yeah,
friendship.
yeah.
All right. Next we have Sam, who's a Pisces. Me and my ex were together 4 years. We went through battles together, some really painful with his ex. Is it truly over? I still feel him.
Well, of course you're going to feel him. That's natural. Most people don't like hearing this, but you are not at all going to completely release all of someone's energy and shift into a totally new frequency in less than a year. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Biology won't allow that to happen. There's biology behind this shit. There's neuroscience behind it. So 4 years, of course you're going to still feel that. It depends on what you mean by is it still over, though. Let me look at the status of the soul contract. See if it's complete or what's the dealio, Emilio. At the end of the day, whether or not it's truly over, that's up to you. You're the one that decides when it's truly over and when it's not. So, okay. I mean, I do think that it has served its main purpose, but it was obviously, you probably don't need me to tell you this, but it was obviously a very, very toxic codependency attachment. And it served its main purpose. So, like, if you was to use the example of when you go to school, you take the lesson and then you're tested on the lesson. So you've been given the lesson now. You've taken this semester. You've taken this semester in college. So the question is, have you learned from it? That's the question.
She said he was a Taurus. I blocked him for cheating. Ew.
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. Is it truly over? You tell me.
Better be cheating on your ass. What the hell? Come on, girl.
Yeah. Gotta have boundaries, dude. You gotta have deal breakers. Gotta have deal breakers. There have to be some things that there's no.
Yeah, heck to the no. He lost access. He lost his prime membership to your body.
Yeah.
But I know it sucks because you can't just turn off a switch. Like when you love somebody, it's not like you could just be like, okay, I don't love you no more. I know you can't do that.
That's why you gotta have boundaries. That's why you gotta.
It's gonna take time.
No matter how bad it hurts, you gotta be able to put your foot down and say, "Fuck no, I don't care." Jesus Christ Himself could float down in a ball of light and say, "Oh, He's changed now." No.
In a ball.
You gotta be fucking stubborn with your boundaries. Let's see what else wants to go. So that's what that 7 of Cups was all about. I didn't mention it, but. Ooh, okay, cool. So if you focus on your healing path, and I mean really focus on it, seriously, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's probably not even going to happen within a 1 year period. You really, really, really focus on your healing path. This is telling me that will completely transform you into a totally different person. And of course, again, you're going to be tested on your path. I always tell you that. Keep that in mind. But it's going to transform you into an unrecognizable version of yourself to heal from this. And that version of you is a vibrational match to a divine life partner. if you dedicate yourself to a healing path, by the time 2030 gets here, you could be engaged to be married to somebody that's going to make you look back at this person and laugh. So, but whether it's truly over is up to you.
You want to try that?
Yes, I wanted that one the other day. I almost drank it this morning.
Didn't you say that was the one to drink? Because it's not the okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Bombsy bag. Yeah, I should have known better getting that zero fucking monster.
I don't like that. Don't ever buy me that ever again. It's making me feel icky, bro.
The zeros fucking suck.
Just monsters, I don't like how they make me feel. They make me feel bogged down and like depressed.
Well, have you ever had just a traditional classic regular green monster?
Yes.
I love those. They make me feel awesome.
I don't like monsters.
The zeros though, there's something in them that just give me a little bit of a headache. I don't like them.
Makes you need a little nappy nap. Okay, next is Valerie, who's a Cancer. How should I prepare myself for a court case between me and my ex? What do the energies look like? It's custody and criminal related.
Well, I am not allowed to give legal advice. So
She said the energies.
Yeah. Well, she said, how can I prepare myself for a court case? That's legal advice. It's, what is it? Custody? Okay, I'm going to have to hit this from a different angle. I'm going to have to look at soul contracts with the kids and see, because believe it or not, this can be a hard thing to accept sometimes from a human perspective, but your kids pick their life path before they come in here. And sometimes they do pick a life path that is not very savory. And there's a very important reason down the line. So your cycle with them is not complete. So I still think that there's a lot of, what do you call it? There's a very important role that needs to be played between you and the kids that's preparing them for their path later on down the line. Let me look at the father and the kids. Bugger Doug, what's up, buddy?
Oh, thank you.
Five of Pentacles reversed. Well, there's unfinished business with them too. So there's unfinished business on both sides. That's where it gets tricky. That's where it gets tricky. So, I mean, honestly, I can't tell you how to prepare yourself for it. Like I said, I can't give legal advice. But there's unfinished business on both sides. Why does it keep freezing up like that? You see that?
Yeah. Is it doing that to you guys too? Oops.
There's unfinished business on both sides. So somehow, some way, until the kids are grown, and even possibly even beyond that, but especially before the kids are adults, there's going to be exchange of experiences, right? There's certain lessons they need to learn from you. There's certain lessons they need to learn from him. Because the trajectory of their path moving forward, the role that they're going to be playing when they grow up later on down the line, the people that they are going to become, depending on how many kids you have, has to be molded and shaped through experiences. And there's unfinished business on both sides. So hopefully it would be nice if this just turned into like a little 50-50 type deal. You know, that'd be nice. I do kind of think that this individual is probably going to play dirty though. That's tough to say. That's real tough to say. That's a tough one to say. I don't think you're going to have to worry about a worst case scenario though. Like worst case scenario, you're not allowed around the kids. You never get to see the kids. I don't think you have to worry about that. He would have to. Now, I'm not saying it's off the table. It's a possibility, but he would have to really, 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 really work his ass off, and you would have to completely give up and surrender to take that timeline. But even at that, it would still be temporary because there's unfinished business on both sides. The only thing you can do, and this goes across the board with anything in life, and this is much easier to talk about than it is to do, is to give yourself permission to say, all right, universe, whatever is out of my control is part of your plan. I'm trusting that this is going to happen exactly the way you want it to happen. And even if things don't turn out in your favor, this is the hard part. If you've done everything you can do and you can tell yourself, I've done everything in my power, even if things aren't working the way you want them to work, I'm trusting this is part of the plan for some reason. I don't know why. I don't understand it. But one of these days, this is going to make sense. And hold that. Hold that trust and faith. That doesn't mean be lazy and don't do nothing. It means understand the difference between what you can and can't control. When you can't control something, the universe has it. So, yeah, I don't think you're going to have to worry about a worst case scenario, though. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay. Next is Isabel, who's Aquarius. What are fur feelings and intentions?
What?
That's what it says. Fur.
Who's fur?
Heck if I know. Isabel, are you
Is this
in the chat?
Is this a love interest? Who is this to you? Is this an ex? Is this somebody you're currently involved with? Is this a past person? Is it a potential love interest? I kind of need to know who this person is to you.
We'll just wait a second and see if there's not, and then if not,
we'll have to come back to it.
Have to email.
Yeah, I need to know who this individual is to you. You know, because that makes a big difference as to, because 3 cards could come out. And those same 3 cards could say 3 completely different things depending on if it's a past person, current person, or love interest. So,
Yeah. You know what? One thing that we are in need of is moderators for your channel.
they're usually in there when I'm live.
Really? I have not seen anybody in there for a while.
Yep, most of the time when I go live, they're in there. I mean, I just see the little wrench, and then I see comments being deleted. I don't read the chat when I'm live, just to let y'all know.
Popping in there a couple of times, so I wonder if it's me, or do you see who it is?
I don't see who it is. I don't look at the chat at all when I'm live.
It might be me.
I just look myself in the eye, and then I see comments being deleted, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. There's a moderator in there.
Oh. Well, maybe just when I go in, I don't really see. We only have like a couple. I know that, but usually I pick moderators based off of who I see like showing up to lives. Like often, like I see your name a lot, and you're like being nice, and you're like you don't just show up for your sign. I mean, I know a lot of people have lives, like you can't just like we can't expect you to just do that, but some people like to do that for fun. So if I notice you're somebody who's always in the chats and being friendly, then I'll be like, hey, you want to be a moderator? So that's how I pick. So I know a lot of people are like, how do I be a moderator? And so that's how I don't just say, oh, there's a random person, let me just pick you, because you could be a troll, and I don't know if you're doing that. You are an undercover troll.
And you gotta figure out how to handle it. I mean, you have to know what to do in there. I've accidentally picked people who are kind of like that cop that abuses their power and just blocks anybody and everybody for every little thing. Yeah, it's like, no, only people that are trying to cause trouble. Yeah. We all know that the internet is flooded with people who have nothing better to do with their lives than to try to cause trouble in a live stream. Mm-hmm. Those people, just block them silently. We don't need to give them any attention. I'm not giving them what they're looking for. You never get a reaction out of me. You will never get me to yell at you on video. You will never get me to acknowledge your existence. And those people who are causing trouble, just block them quietly.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to move on, and then I will email that person. All right, next is J88, who is a Capricorn. Currently getting out of a pretty traumatic domestic violence situation of over 20 years. Starting over, not sure if the future options are even worth it. Worth it?
So you have options available to you. And I can tell you right now, if you're getting out of that right now, the last thing you need to be worried about is an option.
It says future options. So maybe like in the future, it might not even be worth it.
I mean, that you can't determine that. That doesn't work like that. It depends on how much healing you do. If you don't heal with a 20-year-long domestic violence relationship, that's going to take some fucking time. If it was me personally, I would at least be prepared. You never know what's going to happen, but I would go into it willing to take the rest of the decade of the 2020s just to myself. That's what I would personally do. I mean,
well, it sounds to me, I could be wrong. It sounds to me like they're wanting to know if it would even be worth it to ever even date again. Because it's like that was so traumatic, for 20 years. I think that's kind of what they're asking.
It depends on how much healing you do. Judgment. So this was divine intervention. So everything is going the way it's supposed to, believe it or not. Nothing wrong is happening. If it depends on how much healing you do, because you do have a divine life partner out there, but you are a long way from being a vibrational match to that person. So, like I said, healing takes time anyways. I would recommend grabbing my healing course because after today, we're taking that off the website. Healing takes time anyways, but 20 years. I was 18 years old. Holy shit. That's going to take some time. Some time. And if you do dedicate yourself to a healing path, it's going to turn you into a totally different person. It's going to turn you into somebody your friends and family will have to get to know all over again. And that's when you're a vibrational match to a divine life partner. So depending on what you mean by future options, I would be extremely careful just getting out there and dating. Extremely careful.
I'm sure they already know that.
I'm not going to say don't do it. Do what you got to do. Just be, I wouldn't. If it was me, I wouldn't. Understanding how energy behaves, I wouldn't. Knowing, that I'm a magnet to the energy that I'm radiating. So, King of Swords reversed. Yeah, be careful. It'd be really easy to get sucked in by a fucking narcissistic, another abusive person. So when we say like frequency attracts like frequency, that has nothing to do with you being a good person or a bad person. Nothing to do with that at all. There is no judgment at all. Energy just behaves the way it behaves. And right now, the energy that you're radiating is energy that would attract an abusive, fucking gaslighting, game playing narcissist. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. That's just the energy that you're radiating right now. And you have every right to radiate that energy. You've been abused. So you're shedding frequencies that are, pain and discomfort and being hurt and broken. You have every right to radiate that energy. You just have to understand what that energy attracts, So if you do dedicate your life to a healing journey, there is a divine life partner out there for you. Lover's card came out twice in a row. So, I can't answer your question the way you worded it. Future options. There is no Z to it. You have one divine life partner. And anybody you meet between now and then is either that person or it's not. There, look, as soon as I split the deck, there it is again. Divine life partner. So, healing journey. Okay?
Okay, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
You're not drained?
No.
Because you're at 2 hours.
I'm good. Like I said, we can cut it off whenever you want. It's up to you. Bew, bew.
Bew, bew.
Bew, bew. Bew, bew.
Bew, bew. Okay.
Bew, bew,
So-
chewy, bew, bew, bew.
All right, let's keep going then. Next is Marisa, who's an Aquarius. Do you see John coming back after we have been broken up for almost 6 months? Does he think about me and miss me?
That's a bunch of different questions. I'm curious as to who ended the relationship if you're in the chat.
She said he is a Leo. And she'll probably get back to you right now. Like what you want.
Opposite signs. Who ended the relationship, though? I'm curious.
I ended it because I felt like because he was Muslim and he was hiding me from his family for 2 years. I think he was scared of his family.
So let me see that question again. I mean, here's the question: do you want him to come back?
I mean, obviously she's writing.
The question is, if he did that for 2 years, that shows you who he is. If that's who he is, the chances he's going to change is astronomically slim. When you squeeze a lemon, what comes out of it? Lemon juice. Why? Because that's what's inside of it. When a person is put under pressure, whatever comes out of them is what's inside of them. When you see who someone really is, when somebody shows you their true colors, that's what's inside of them. I don't think this individual is planning on running and chasing after you, honestly. Not really. And I mean, honestly, it's a good thing because you shouldn't. If you run and chase after somebody who ends the relationship, that means you don't respect their boundaries. I'm not saying that he's being a respectful individual, but that is one point that I would give him that, if somebody ends it, don't chase after him. Because that means if he chases after you, when you say, I'm done, that means he doesn't respect your decisions and your boundaries. But no, he's not really planning on it right now. And I think, honestly, this was divine intervention anyway. The universe was making you uncomfortable. I don't know if the contract was complete or not, but all I know is that there was a lot more going on behind the scenes than you were aware of. He's not who you think he is, So from the looks of it, it doesn't look like somebody you need in your life. Anyways, Tower card again, as soon as I split this deck.
She said, I wrote him a text. He is not a man and has changed. What? I don't get that. You texted him that? He's not a man and then he changed? Or wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, if that's why I say when that's one of the things that gets on my nerves the most is when people let someone else shove their nose in, to your relationship. I don't give a fuck who you are. You got a problem with the person I'm with, you can kiss my fucking ass.
She said because he basically ghosted and is acting like a coward when I brought up the family and meeting them.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Well, I think that there's a lot.
No.
I
don't
think
like that card.
there's a lot more behind it than just that. I think there's a whole other side of this person that you don't know. I think there was probably all kinds of shit that he was hiding from you. It wasn't as much hiding you from them. There was things he was hiding from you. I mean, that may have been a part of it. I'm not saying it wasn't, but there was a whole lot more to it than that. Right now, he doesn't have any plans of running and chasing after you, right?
I feel like if you met I'm getting like something I feel like I need to say out loud.
Go ahead.
But I want you to still tell her what you're gonna say. I feel like if you met the family, you would have been starting to connect dots on something. Like that's what I'm like getting a message with. Like
Yeah.
that's why he didn't want you to meet the families, because you would have started connecting dots. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Like seeing something.
What's one good legitimate reason why there's only one legitimate reason why he should be scared for you to meet his family, and the only way that would be legitimate is if you're a piece of shit. If you're not a piece of shit, there's no legitimate reason to hide you from the family. No legitimate reason for that. So a lot more going on behind the scenes there. Not somebody you need in your life at all.
And she says, I never went to his house before because I think he was embarrassed he still lived at home. That's fishy though. Like, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. There's some sneaky shadiness going on behind the scenes. Something like, I'll give you an example. This is what it feels like to me. Now, I don't know the details, but it kind of feels to me like for example, he's afraid that his mom would say, "Oh, is this Amanda?" And he'd be like, "Who the fuck is Amanda?"
Or you would start connecting dots on something. Like maybe he's not being genuine about something, and then maybe the parent would say something, and you'd be like, "Wait a minute, but he told me he was doing this on that day," or you know what I mean? Yeah. Things will just not make sense, and he knows that.
Yeah,
he'll get caught up.
Yeah. So it's a good thing that you ended it. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it is, honestly. So, okay. So next we have Amandeep, who's a Virgo. I dated a guy named Manroop, but things are shut down now. I still want second chance with him. Will we reconcile again, or he is moving on? Sorry, guys. Some of these typos have me being like, wait, what?
Manroop. That's an interesting name. Amandeep and Manroop.
You guys are definitely from another country, I think, because they're not really American names. Interesting how names, like, they always are changed in different countries. It's like, oh, okay.
I gotta see whether or not this is a completed soul contract. I'm curious as to who ended it and why exactly, but I mean, there's a lot of codependency energy in this situation here. A whole lot. I mean, I don't think that there is a soul contract for a long-term permanent relationship here. I don't think that was the soul contract. I don't know what it was exactly, but this person wasn't supposed to play a permanent role in your life. That doesn't mean a reconciliation attempt can't happen, but that wasn't the original meaning behind the two of you connecting. I mean, right now, this individual is trying to find someone new. So it depends on what you mean by moving on. I think this individual is trying to move on. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's the idea. Like I said, if there is a reconciliation attempt, be very, very careful, because I don't know what happened or who ended it or what, but it's very, very likely going to repeat the cycle if you did that. Did this person end it? If this person ended it and the two of you get back together, he'll end it again. If you're the one that ended it and you all get back together, something's going to make you want to end it again. Like whatever it wasn't just that thing. I don't want to go too deep into that because I don't know what happened, but no, I think he's trying to move on right now. That's his goal, is to just try to move on, find someone new, and forget about it. I don't think he's having a lot of success in his love life, but that's at least what he's trying to do right now. I'm going to go grab something real quick.
Oakley dokley. Are you going to drink the rest of this or should we dump this out?
I can dump it out.
Okay. Dude, these ones are bomb. I only usually drink C4 for like when we go to the gym, but I guess they have different kinds now. Like Rich pointed it out that they have. I forget what he says. Like the workout ones will say, I forget something. It doesn't say about workout, but it has like a different name on it. And then this one says Ultimate Energy on it. So, I mean, I could probably drink this and go to the gym, but this one doesn't make you feel like tingly. Like the normal C4s, like the yellow ones, they will make you tingly, just like pre-workout does. And then there's like other ones too, but it's like, what is it, like a nootropic one?
Yeah.
I don't really like those ones. Those are weird. But this one doesn't make me tingly. What is the other one called? The pre-workout
Performance.
one? Performance.
Sport performance.
Oh, okay.
They put fucking pre-workout in those things. So.
This one's loaded with B12. Ooh, we need to go get a B12 shot again.
Oh, yeah. Can we do that tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday. You want to do that tomorrow?
Sure. I love B12 shots. Like, if you are the age of 30, I mean, you probably get it when you're younger too, but like at least 30, I feel like it has so many amazing benefits. We used to get like a B12 shot like every week, but you can make it last like 2 weeks, or I mean, it just depends how fast your body like metabolizes, but it gives you like your energy back and it makes you like motivated. And I think after you turn like 30, your body just naturally needs like that like boost, you know? And I don't know, it literally saves my life. Plus, like my friend, she is postpartum, and I guess it's like super, super good for postpartum. It's like mandatory. So
Quick and easy. You just walk in there, show them your ass cheek, boom. You don't even feel it. You walk out, you're like, oh, I feel like I just woke up from a night's sleep.
yeah, like immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to look around for prices because some of them can be expensive, but we found one where it's like $25 each. But Julie, the one that she found, was it like $5?
I don't trust that, dude. Nothing in California is that fucking cheap.
I don't know, but she found the freaking gold mine for B12. So I got her addicted to it, my best friend. I got her addicted to B12 and she goes like every week. So anyways. Yeah, we did the IV drip ones before too, but I feel like those gotta sit there, and then those are usually like a lot more expensive too. So if you're trying to get in and out for like $20,
yeah, super cheap. You go in there. Of course, you got to fill out a form because it's like a medical environment. But
for the first time. And
yeah, once you're in the system, though, you just go in there and say B12 shot. They call you back, stick your ass cheek out, boom, walk out. You're done. You're like 15 minutes in and out. You know.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next person, Victoria, who's a Pisces. Have a crush on a guy I work with. He flirts, but I'm unsure if he has feelings or if he's just joking with me. Should I put myself out there? Ooh.
No. Remember, what are you looking for in a divine life partner? What do I always say?
I forgot.
Transparency.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Is that transparency?
But it's kind of iffy in a work environment because, like, you have to be professional.
Doesn't matter. There's still no transparency. I don't know how you feel. You don't know how I feel. I'm not sure if you're joking. You know, I'm just giving you things to think about. That's all I'm doing. When I say these things, my real spiritual mission is not just to answer your questions. It's to help you develop a relationship with the universe. That's my real soul's mission. That's my calling. Is to help you figure out how to reconnect with your higher self so that you can navigate situations yourself. But let me just see if there's a soul contract here. And no dude is going to flirt with a woman and just be joking. No. If a man is not attracted to you, he's not going to flirt with you.
Ew, when you make that face, your nose goes like this. What the heck? I just got a whole like profile view of that look you just did.
Okay, so I think there is a little bit of uncleared karma from a previous lifetime. I think so. But my concern is that I don't know if this is a long-term soul contract. You know, that's what's difficult to say because we do have the Ace of Cups in the reverse up here. That's tricky. Now, obviously, like I said, ain't no man gonna flirt with you and not be attracted to you. It don't happen that way. No, it don't. If he finds you unattractive, I'm not saying he won't be nice to you, but he ain't gonna flirt with you. No. Oh, no. So there is a little bit of uncleared karma there. Let me just get some advice. Let me just get an advice spread for this because that's a delicate situation.
Sagey. Who's in your office?
Sagey Wages.
Oh, he's gone.
He thought he was going to sneak past us.
Yeah.
Well, this is so tricky. I don't want to just tell you, yes, do this, or no, don't do that. I want to send you on your way with some wisdom. Be careful about it. If you decide to put yourself out there, I wouldn't just barf it all out on the table. You know, do the best you can to, how do I put that in words, man? I wish I had 30 minutes to sit here and talk, but I don't.
Oh, Lord.
Be careful with it. You can let your feelings and intentions be known. I think there is definitely probably a third party in the mix somehow, some way. I don't think you're the only person he flirts with, like at all. It probably would not be hard to get him into bed, but I don't think there's a long-term soul contract here. So if you do decide to do that, be wise, pay attention to the energy, look for transparency. If you ever have to come ask me how someone feels about you, that ain't it. That's what I mean by transparency. So it could probably turn into a sexual connection. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Just, proceed with caution if you decide to do that. Because you're probably one of multiple people that he flirts with like that. All right.
Okay, next is, or are you ready for a break? Or
No. How many do we got? Where are we at right now? So we got from there. Oh, we can keep going. Did you shut it off or is it still going? Okay.
Because if we do that, then
it kind of seems like it's slowed down anyways, so there probably won't be any more anyways.
That's what we always say though, and then that's not how it goes. Because then the night crew hops on, and then the night crew wants some.
Are you wanting a break?
I don't know.
It's up to you. You can if you want to. I'm good to push through.
Okay, but push through to what?
Till whenever.
Because I can already see you're gonna get burnt out right here.
Okay, so do
and
you
then
do
we're
you
only
want to cut
gonna
it
have
off?
those, and I wouldn't want to come back for a part 3 for just those. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So do you want to cut it off now?
Wait, hold on, let me count.
Huh?
Hold on, let me count. Yeah, no, let's just do a couple more. Okay. Okay, next is for Jenny D, who bought 2. So we're gonna read both of those. So they're a Capricorn, or she's a Capricorn. Is my ex going to come back and try and reconcile and be fully transparent? And there's nothing else after that. Just
if you are in the chat, I'd like to know who ended it. Out of curiosity. First, I got to look at the soul contract. World card. That means cycle complete. That doesn't intrinsically indicate whether or not a reconciliation attempt will be made, but it does indicate that if a reconciliation attempt happens, it will repeat the cycle. So I'm kind of curious as to how long you were with this person too, because I'm always fascinated by, most of the time, depending on the situation, how long you were together, if you lived together and whatnot, because this is not somebody you can trust at all, like at all. And I get the idea that you probably already know that. That's why you're talking about whether or not he's going to be transparent. I don't think you know this person. And, I've seen people, actually, it was like last year sometime, this lady came to me, was with somebody she had been married to for 20 years and was completely blindsided when she found out that the man she had been living with for 20 years had been having an affair for the last 7 years.
Ew.
How did he hide that? How the fuck did that just slide right past you like that? That's always, but this is a completed cycle. I don't think this individual has plans of being transparent with anyone. It's not just you. I know it's hard not to take it personal when it's somebody that you're with, but this is just not an honest person of integrity, period, with anyone. So, completed cycle. I'm not seeing anything that would indicate this person trying to reconcile, but I am seeing energy that indicates this person is just not a transparent individual. Ace of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords again, second time in a row. I think this person doesn't really know how to approach you. And even if he did approach you, transparent? No. Doesn't know how to approach you, though. Feels a little bit intimidated. Knows he's caught. Knows his game. The jig is up, So I think he's a little bit too afraid to approach you. But, if he thought he had a green light, like something bad was to happen to you, or he was to feel like he's above you somehow, then he probably would. But transparent, absolutely not. So completed cycle. I would leave it if I was you.
Okay, and then their second question, the current person I'm talking to named Raven, that's a Virgo. Are we going to end up in a relationship or just friends?
Well, I can tell you right now that if you're still asking about whether or not your ex is coming back, that's going to be very, very difficult to connect with that person. It's going to be hard. Very challenging. That will create, I'm not saying it's a deal breaker, but if you're not very conscious of your energy, then that can create a huge energetic blockage. And again, what are we looking for? Transparency. You don't even know where this connection is going? That's not transparency. Let's see what kind of soul contract we have. There's a lot of codependency energy in here. I think this is a test. Like I said earlier, very rarely. I'm not saying never. There's exceptions to everything. But very rarely is a man a woman's friend without wanting anything in return. There's exceptions. I'm not saying there's not. Every woman always thinks that she is that exception or he is that exception. I've seen it a handful of times in my life. 99% of the time when a man's your friend, he's waiting, and he'll wait years to crack that ass. Years. I've seen men wait 10 fucking years to crack that ass. And then I'm gone. I'm out. So I think this is a test, honestly. Now, here's the tricky part. If you're being tested and I blow the lid off of it, you'll just have to take it again. All right. I can't help you cheat your way through your learning experiences and whatnot. If I do, you'll just have to take it again. Like if I warn you of an obstacle that's coming up that's meant to teach you something, the universe is going to find another way to put that obstacle in your path. I think this is a test. It's not a long-term permanent relationship, soul contract. So at the very, very most, it would turn into a repeat cycle of a lesson. Oh, I love it when I say it and the card comes out as I'm saying it. So this is a test right now. This is a test. So number one priority right now, healing from the past person. Number one priority. And then being picky and choosy about how the energy feels when you connect with a new person. Meaning, transparency. If you have to ask me how someone feels about you, big red flag. If you have to ask me where a connection is going, big red flag. So, all right.
Okay, and then this person, I'm waiting on an email response. So we will do. We might be able to do this one. Nina, are you in the chat? So it says, Nina, Capricorn, when will John reach out to me?
What makes you think he will? You know he's going to? We got to see if he's planning on it first. But I can't tell you when. But if you're in the chat, who is this person to you? Was it a past person that you fell out with? Or what's the deal here? So without knowing who this person is to you.
Said, oh wait. Oh, okay.
So I got to be general without knowing who this person is to you. But if this person doesn't have plans of reaching out right now, but if this individual doesn't find success in their love life within the next few months, I gotta be careful how I word this, because I don't know if this is a past person. If this is a past person that you fell out with, which I'm kind of feeling like that's probably what it is, then if this individual does not find success in love within like a 6 to 8 month period, that's when they'll probably start thinking about revisiting the past. You know, right now, this person's trying to find someone new. That's their number one priority. They don't have plans of reaching out right now, but this is the type of person that would, if backed into a corner and for whatever reason feels like he has no other options left, or, you know, then that's when he'll start thinking about, who from my past is dumb enough to give me another chance? And that's when they start going through. Usually most men have a list of past people. I don't know. I can't spy on the details of somebody's life though. But right now, this person's trying to find someone new. I'm not, like I said, I can't spy on the details. I can just tell you that not having a lot of success. Not really. That doesn't mean he's not in a relationship, but if he is, it's hollow. You just say, devil. Are you sure this is somebody you want to reach out to you? Or do you want this person to reach out to you? So I got to be, like I said, extremely general. There's a reason why I ask details, and that's so I can dig in and explain deeper. The only thing I can say right now is that this person isn't planning on it. And if they do, it is because they can't find anyone new. And some people say, yes, well, I hope you don't find somebody new. No, you don't.
Mhm.
Because what that means is I'm not picking you for you. I'm picking you because you're the only option that I have. And that means that the time is ticking. Eventually, some other option is going to come along. He gone. So, yeah, I can't say definitively when, because he's trying to find somebody new right now. I will say this, though. If that person shows up in your inbox, be careful. Be very, very careful.
It's not for anything good. Okay, so the one we just tried doing a minute ago before this, Elizabeth, she responded. So let's do hers real quick and then we'll take a break. Okay, so Elizabeth, Libra, I would like to know where the relationship is going. It's hot and cold, going on a year. He says he loves me, but we never hit new milestones.
Well, if it's been a year and you still don't know where it's going, it's not going anywhere. Start off with soul contract. And it also depends on what you mean by milestones too. Because, it's only been a year. So I'm not saying that there shouldn't be any milestones in a year, but sometimes milestones are slow, depending on what you mean by that. Ooh, 501. Man, it ain't telling me. It ain't telling me. So, a year? It only takes 3 months for you to be able to determine whether or not somebody is going to be capable of change and growth. I'm not saying that in 3 months they're supposed to snap their fingers and conform to your imagination. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying within 3 months you should be able to watch somebody. Are you the type of person that grows, changes, and evolves in life? It only takes 3 months. If you're with somebody for 3 months and they do nothing but spin in circles and spin in circles and spin in circles and don't change anything, and then 6 months, spin in circles, a year, that person ain't changing nothing.
She said, we just keep going on dates. He says he doesn't want to get married again, but that I'm it for him. Wants to say boyfriend and girlfriend forever.
And that's what he wants.
It's crazy.
If you let somebody do what they want, they'll show you what they want. When they show you what they want, believe them. Don't try to change someone once they show you what they want. Didn't you say you're dealing with an Aquarius? Or you're the Aquarius? I thought I saw Aquarius in there somewhere.
No.
It doesn't say.
Or maybe I already. Or no, I didn't. That was the one that said something about Eric.
Yeah, either way. No, a year when somebody shows you what
He's
they
a
want.
Libra.
Somebody shows you what they want. And they've been doing that for a year. That's what they want.
They're both Libras.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I mean, where it's going, in circles. So, again, you know me, I don't want to just tell you what to do. But at some point, we got to ask ourselves, am I willing to deal with this? Because we have to ask ourselves, at what point do I accept the fact that this is who you are and this isn't going to change? That's an open-ended question. It's not a rhetorical question. I'm not being a smartass. It doesn't really look like this person cares to change, And if they did care to change, it wouldn't take a fucking year for them to start changing, if that makes sense. So he's told you what he wants. That's what he wants. He's told you and he's shown you. So yeah, it's going, the next year will look like the last year. But you have to see that for yourself. Don't just do it because I told you to. Whatever decision you make, because the likelihood is that you'll be somehow, some way, shape, form, or fashion tested in a similar manner again. It's possible.
All right, hold on a second. Yeah. So we would need a specific question, like not any. What do I need to know right now? Like it needs to be like, what do you want to know right now? Tell us what you want more specifically. Just write it out. We'll stay in here so you can write it in the comments and then I will add it. And then we're going to end this live. So we're going to come back at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So that's an hour and a half. And we will finish our list. So if you haven't been read yet, that is going to be done here soon. We appreciate all your patience because it's been a long day.
This is why we timestamp the readings, and that's why I make it very clear. If you don't want to, you don't have to sit through all this. We welcome you if you want to, but if you're busy and you don't want to listen to my big loud mouth all day, you don't have to. You can just come back later and just go straight to your reading. That's why we do it like that.
Mm-hmm. So, what's been going on in your life?
In my life? I don't know.
We've been busy because I started going to school. So I go to school like 3 days a week, which isn't much, I guess, but it definitely changed up our routine around here.
Yeah. It's been a weird adjustment. I'm getting used to it though.
Yeah. I started going in like the morning and then I just realized like that wasn't for me. So then I switched my schedule to like the night and that's a lot better for me because I do not want to be like, I don't want to go to bed at a certain time and I don't want to wake up at a certain time. Like I want to go to bed when I want and I want to wake up when I want. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Hashtag spoiled. But like honestly, I'm just so used to being that way anyways. It's like just living on our own like time and all that. So it's
Yeah. That's the way it's been for the last 7 years now. I gotta go to the bathroom.
wait, I'm gonna end it right now. Is that a good question right here?
I mean, I would need to know like a little bit more like financial situation. Like, are you doing anything to make it change for the better?
Yeah.
They are?
No, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm
kind of
waiting
what I
for a
would want to
response on
know. Because it's not just going to change. Like, I mean, the financial world that we're living in is changing, but in the short term of the cycle that you're in right now, you know, the likelihood that things are just going to randomly, opportunity is going to show up at your doorstep is very, very slim. So I want to know, like, are you building a business? Are you looking for another job? Are you putting in for a promotion or anything like that? And then I could get a better look at what the energy is telling me.
This is what I said. I just said this. So will your investment change for the better?
Investment? Oh.
Is that what you're saying? I'm asking him.
Me?
I'm asking him. Him, right there. So, yeah. So will your investment change for the better?
So you mean, are you going to receive an ROI?
We're not reading it right now.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to get his question because we're ending it and he's about to go to bed.
Okay. I thought you said there was one more we were going to do and then we're ending it. But, okay.
We already did that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just want to make sure that's right. Yes, an ROI. Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. We'll be back at 8 p.m., everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.